All right, check. Should be hearing me. I should be live now. And as a result, let's see what we got here. All right, so let's... And you would call me now. Don't call me now. Share this out. And let's share this one out too. All right, so there we go. Okay, so it should be live. So people are here. I was still setting everything up. Now, I appreciate people hanging out here. Yeah, I mean, I was on Kind of Funny earlier, and don't do the dirt thing. I don't actually find that humorous. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the Xbox thing more because I was on Kind of Funny earlier, and yeah, it fucking sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It just sucks. And just knowing people, you know, I have personal relationships with that were affected today just makes it even worse. Yeah, this industry, man, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like the worst thing that ever happened to gaming was during the pandemic, and they saw a huge spike in growth and everybody started mass hiring and just all the spin that was happening. And then when the pandemic was over, you know, here we are. Because I mean, yeah, obviously today is about Xbox, but I mean, we're seeing this industry wide. We're obviously seeing this across the tech industry as well. Just all these crazy layoffs that have been happening. But the ones here with Xbox today just seem extra egregious. And we knew it was coming. Obviously, this has been rumored for over a week. You know, people have been talking about it. You know, we're kind of just bracing for impact at this point. But man, it's just to see like full on games get canceled. And then, you know, the initiative being closed. Well, part of it's surprising, part of it isn't. You know, and then just across like Turn 10, you know, half the studio's gone now, and you know, they're essentially a support studio now. Yeah, just man, like I'm at a loss for words, but I wanted to just talk about this more. So again, I appreciate, you know, people being here in the chat and coming in. You know, we'll, you know, continue this going, but like I said, obviously anybody getting questions, anything, I mean, just throw them in the chat. I'll try and answer, you know, what I can. Let's see. Red Misfit is saying, I'm completely baffled how they canceled Perfect Dark and closed the studio that was building it. Unbelievable. Like I said, I'm surprised, and at the same time, I'm not about it. I said this on Kind of Funny earlier. If you would have done this 13 months ago, I wouldn't have been shocked at all. I mean, we've seen all the issues that the initiative had been having. I guess that studio was started in 2018 or whatever, right? Just, you know, change in leadership. They brought in Crystal Dynamic. I mean, you know, they obviously announced Perfect Dark in 2020, but then we actually got to see it. We got a vertical slice of it, you know, whether that was real gameplay or not. They actually showed it off at the showcase last year to get people excited. I'm thinking, wow, we're going to get Perfect Dark in the next couple of years. And even not seeing it this year at the showcase, I was like, that's okay. We saw it last year. Maybe they're holding it to, you know, a dev direct or something. Next year, like I said, we get it in 2027. So I didn't think it was a big deal that we didn't see Perfect Dark at the showcase. So to then now find out with the layoffs that, yeah, we're canceling the game completely. So we're never getting Perfect Dark. and the studio, the initiative, that entire concept, the quadruple A studio, so to speak, is completely gone now, and closed. So it's just unfortunate, man. It just really is. Yeah, it sucks. And then when I think about Everwild, that one, and I had even just been saying this, I'm like, man, if we don't see this at the showcase, I'm very concerned about Everwild, because we don't know what it is. We never knew what that game was. There was obviously internal rumors about it being a full reboot of the game, but I'm thinking at this point in time, if you still cannot show me Everwild, something's wrong. And then that got confirmed today. The game, obviously, they could never get it together, pull it into a full concept of whatever it's going to be. And, they canceled it. Now, I'm not 100% sure how the layoffs potentially worked at Rare. I guess one of the big leads, he'd been around since the Banjo-Kazooie days. He resigned. I don't know if he got laid off, but again, this is all fresh news. But I don't know how many people directly at Rare have been impacted. Obviously, Sea of Thieves is still a thing there. And like we were talking earlier, hopefully this doesn't mean that Rare is just a Sea of Thieves studio now. Hopefully they can still, come up with a second IP or something that they can do, because obviously we just know the legacy of Rare. So it would be unfortunate to see this be kind of what they've been relegated to, over the years. And Trevor with a $10 super chat. So appreciate that, Trevor. And you're saying heart goes out to the people let go. Hopefully they're able to bounce back. As an Xbox fan, this is the worst I've felt about the future. Tempted to just move to PC gaming and get a Steam Deck OLED. Now, I appreciate that, Trevor. And I mean, you're valid to feel that way today. It does get to a point where you have to question anything that you see until they actually deliver it. You got to question it. Sure, they told us we're getting Gears E-Day and Fable and a new Forza next year, but maybe we don't. Who knows? Again, until they deliver it, who knows? That's just how I feel today. I will say again, I've had some personal friends affected by this, so it just really puts me in a sour mood over the whole thing. And regardless, even if I knew these people or not, it's just a bad day, because it's people who were just doing their jobs that are affected by this. It is their lives disrupted, their families being disrupted over this at no fault of their own due to bad management and leadership decisions. They're the ones that have to pay the price. And that's, I think, what just bugs me about this more than anything. What do we have here? DJ Killjones, what are you saying? You go, so Paris, what can we do as content creators that keep doing or supporting the companies that do mass layoffs and protest? No, you just be vocal and just be honest about how you feel about this stuff. One thing, and by the way, I'm just going to jump into this rant right now. And I knew this was going to happen today, but to see the discourse on social media today, you got people fucking celebrating this shit. Just tweeting away, victory laps, the whole thing. This is not a I told you so moment. It's not today. There's definitely a day of reflection on this and, lessons learned of all this happening, right? But to see people excited that people lost their jobs today, you're just a miserable person. You are. That is a reflection on you as a human being. It's like I had one person say something to me. I forget what the dumb comment was, but what I said back was, and I quote tweeted it, was, it's like, I learned a long time ago, to care. Yeah, he told me, why do I care about any of this, right? They don't care about me. Maybe they don't care about me. That's fine. But I do care because, number one, you should have empathy for people that are put into a situation, number one. And it's always interesting to me that people say these things until it affects them. Then you're absolutely going to want someone to care. You're going to want a support system there. So why not just be that way for everybody? Whether it's returned to you or not is my thought on it. Again, it takes nothing to have some empathy, right? Some kindness, to honestly just not be an asshole. Because that's what I see a lot right now. I see a bunch of assholes online when it comes to this stuff. And like I said, forget the games. You can yell at Phil Spencer, all that. I 100%, I get all that. But the priority right now should be about the people that lost their jobs, that did nothing wrong. and what it means for the gaming industry as a whole, man, because we keep seeing this. Obviously Xbox is going to be higher in a spotlight, but this is happening industry wide, and it's been happening for years at this point. I shudder to think the number of layoffs that have happened in the past 3 or 4 years. It is mind blowing. I've never seen anything like this, and I've been in tech since the late 90s. So yeah, it's insane. It really is. But no, I appreciate that. And just again, like I said, everybody's here. Appreciate you hanging out. Like I said, I just wanted to talk about this more because it's a very sucky day. It really is. Really, really is. And what else do we have for questions wise? So Eric the Beard is saying, I guess you're saying Game Pass doesn't help. Giving $70 games to people to $20 isn't going to bring your profit margins where Microsoft wants them, hence why they are porting their biggest. See, I don't 100% agree with that. Because if Game Pass was truly the issue here, why not just kill it? You'd kill it at this point. You wouldn't continue to offer a subscription service that isn't working for you. So, and obviously we'll never know the numbers. They're not telling us, but it must be working on some level or they would not keep promoting it. It was obviously a key pillar in what they were showing during their showcase this year was Game Pass. So I don't see that going away anytime soon. Not to mention, when you look at what Xbox has been doing as a whole, they're setting records for things profit wise and all that. So it's not even, weirdly enough, it doesn't even seem to be a money thing unless they're just being greedy and want even more money. I mean, we obviously don't know. Don't know what's happening in those leadership discussions, but I will just bring it back again. Right now, today, my thing is about the people themselves that lost their jobs. The finger pointing will happen. 100%. I get that. But I care more about the people that lost their job today than I do pointing a finger, because ultimately the finger is always going to be pointed at leadership, because that's why they're in leadership positions. And that's why they get paid what they paid. They're the ones that are supposed to, take the brunt of this. So wait a minute, but how much is that just COD? Oh, you're still on the Game Pass thing. I've said what I've said on that, but we'll keep it moving. Kubini Gaming, I hope I'm saying that correctly, with a $2 super chat. I appreciate that. UPS 20K, Intel 10K, let go in 2025. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. It's insane, the amount of layoffs that we're seeing. This is not just video games. This is industry wide that we're seeing all this stuff, especially in the tech sector. I mean, the advent of AI coming in is taking jobs away. It's not good. It's not good. I'm just telling you now. And one thing we talked about on Kind of Funny is the fact that, you would want to go work at an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Ubisoft, an EA, a Nintendo, because you would think, hey, not only is it a dream to work in one of these big companies, but there's some job security there as well. There's none of that today. I mean, your head should constantly be on a swivel. I mean, trust me, I've been at my current position. We're in 2025 now, 6 years, great job. Love the people I work with. We've had layoffs over the years, 3 rounds of layoffs that I've been fortunate enough, to quote unquote survive. But it doesn't matter how good of a job I do. I mean, hell, I could get that call tomorrow. I don't know. And that's where we are right now. And that's honestly kind of scary. Mr. BLTS with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. What's your advice for someone in school for video game dev? Should I switch majors? Going at my age was risky, but I didn't want to regret not doing it. Yeah, hard to say. I mean, obviously what I just talked about, it's industry wide. I mean, yes, you might find a little more security in another industry where you basically can take that same skill set that you're currently learning to be a game dev somewhere else. I mean, you just got to kind of look, where are you currently, in your progress right now to, completing school, and then see where this industry is in the next couple of years, man. And you just got to make the decision that's best for you. As much as you might love gaming, as much as it might be a dream job, maybe it's better off if you go into the health industry or something, right? Where there's a little more security towards that, where you don't have to worry about getting these crazy layoffs. So I don't know. That's a tough one, but I do appreciate super chat. And then Kenneth Fox, why should anyone trust Xbox to manage this many studios going forward? I mean, it's a fantastic question. I don't know. I don't know until they can prove that they can manage this size and scope as being they're essentially the biggest publisher in the world. You have to be skeptical on all of this. They have to start delivering right now. Like I said, today sucks because today is about the people. But eventually we will move on beyond today. And then it's like, all right, you still like video games. They've made these promises on the things that they're doing. They got to deliver them. And if they're not delivering them, then, you know, you're 100% valid in your right to not trust anything that comes from them. But it is now on Xbox and their leadership to deliver. You know, they said, you know, in the Phil Spencer thing, they're streamlining everything. You get this standard PR speak, you know, for shareholders and stuff, but they're saying they're streamlining everything for the future, for the better of the business, right? Okay, fine. Then as a consumer, now you got to deliver on that. That's how I see it. Hope that answers it. And let's not do the console war stuff in the chat. I see, like, let's keep the same energy for Xbox as you as Sony. They all go through this. And this is the point that I make when I'm seeing people get laid off at Bend Studios, when you know, they closed down Firewalk and Concord got canceled. The same things I'm saying right now, I said then, and that's how it should be, because the console war thing is just social media nonsense. At the end of the day, these are real people. You're consumers. You get to decide where you want to play. I don't give a shit what console you play on or what games that you like, because that's up to you. It's your money. Do what you want. So, but when things like this happen, when it's real life stuff, it's like, let's focus on the people. It's not, you know, this is what I mean. That's why today is ridiculous that you see people celebrating this. This shows what type of people they are. And you should keep a note on that the next time you're interacting with these people online, because nobody should be celebrating this. No one. Absolutely no one. It is a very bad day for gaming to see this many people get laid off, to see studios close, to see games get canceled, period. And it would be the same if it was Nintendo, PlayStation, or anybody else. Chief Chaos, I answered this already. I'm shocked. I wouldn't have been shocked 13 months ago, but I'm shocked today because, you showed gameplay last year. So it's surprising that you would show us something and then a year later you're canceling the game and closing the studio. That's the shock of this. Yeah, I mean, someone's asking, do I think if the Perfect Dark footage was fake or playable? I mean, that's been a debate now. Now you have to, again, you got to question it, and we'll never know the answer to it. So now you have to question that. Was it real? I don't know. You just figured, hey, it's some kind of vertical slice, a tech demo of what Perfect Dark's going to be. I mean, obviously you wanted to see more to make sure that the overall game could hold up to that standard. So maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Sadly, we'll never know now. And ZeniMax Online was a big joke. Again, you don't know what the game was going to be, so that's hard to say. That's just speculation on your part. But obviously, ZeniMax happened, and I guess there was other unannounced things that were canceled as well, you know, across Xbox Game Studios. So we'll just simply never know what those may have been. Yeah, I mean, like I said, today just sucks. It just really does, because I think, like, for me, like I said, I feel I have a bias towards this. I definitely, you know, emotions are running high, things like that. So you see people trying to take advantage of that. You see people having, it's across the board, the range of emotions and comments that you're going to see today. And, you know, like I said, I keep preaching it, but I'm just going to say it again. The focus should be on the people. It just should. It just should be on the people right now, because I mean, I cannot imagine if right now I found out I got laid off, I got mortgage to pay, I got kids in school, you know, the car notes, the health insurance, like all these things that need to be taken care of is no longer a guarantee to be taken care of. And it's not my fault. You got to think of it that way. That's why I say, put yourself in the place of these people that are affected, because just because it is not affecting you today, it can be you tomorrow. And then what? You're going to want someone to have some empathy for you. You're going to want someone to be a support system for you. So whether you know these people or not, whether you think they care about you or not, I always try to keep that in mind. I would say Gaming Survivor. You should go watch Kind of Funny Games Daily, and you will see my entire thoughts about Phil Spencer and the executive leadership team. And if you roll this back a few minutes, you'll see my comments as well. Of course, I'm critical of it because this is a failure of leadership. This is a failure of management, 100%. The people that got laid off, it's not their fault. So who do you blame? And again, this is what I'm saying. When you're the CEO, this is a part of the job. You take the good with the bad, right? So when something bad happens, it's your fault. So yes, I'm critical. I hope that answers your question. And, Trevor, you're saying in all caps, no more buying studios, Microsoft. And I will go back again. And people love to have revisionist history on this stuff. Sure. I was in favor of the Bethesda thing. I mean, they were talking about exclusivity, all that back then. But when they got Activision, at first I was like, oh, wow, they're getting Activision. Ooh, they're going to make Call of Duty exclusive. And if you watched XCast, we were talking about this because honestly, we didn't even want to talk about the Activision thing because it drug on too long. But we were saying, like, look, man, this has got to be it. This has hit a red line of taking a major publisher off the board and consolidating too much because people are like, oh, they need to go get Sega. They should go get Devolver Digital, things like that. It's like, no. Leave them alone. You need diversity across this industry because when you consolidate too much, there's automatically going to be layoffs due to redundancies. So that's, you kind of build that in because you know that's going to happen. But look at this. Even once the redundancies got laid off, now here's more layoffs happening. So no, I to your point, I do not want Microsoft acquiring any more, definitely a publisher, but even studios, maybe a small indie one or something. But right now, I wouldn't want to see them acquire anything. Just take an extended break, manage what you currently have, and then maybe you can look at that once you get that under control down the road. And Sneaks, no, I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm just. Man, my dog got super loud. What the heck is coming around here? Hold on. I'm going to put this on mute for just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think someone's at my door. I lost my train of thought due to the dog. But what I was just saying is, I was obviously talking about was I critical and then just moving forward. Yeah, I don't want them to acquire. Oh my God, it's a dog. What is going on? Someone's at my door. I need to pause this for just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, my dog was going crazy because somebody was at the door. But yeah, to the point. No, I don't want them to acquire anyone. They need to take an extended break from that, manage what you got, and then we can figure it out from there. No, Xbox is at my door. Yeah. And what is Wolf King saying? Do you think Satya Nadella might have something more of a say in this? I mean, ultimately, he's the CEO of Microsoft. He's always going to have a say in everything, right? At some point in time, you have to sign off on this stuff, especially layoffs like this. Of course, he had to have a say in this. But when it comes specific, because again, remember, this is not just Xbox. This is across Microsoft. It was 9,000 plus across Microsoft. And then, but yeah, I mean, when we think about Xbox specifically, clearly Phil Spencer has to sign off on this stuff. Sarah Bond's going to be involved. Obviously, Matt Booty's going to be involved as well. That's what I mean. It's all leadership when it comes to these kind of decisions. They have to come to some consensus, if I could say that correctly. And what do we have here? A $20 super chat from legendary Yobi. I do appreciate that. Hashtag peace, love, life to you, Paris. Hashtag Mr. Flight Simulator. Keep up the fantastic work. You must be protected at all times, sir. Keep it up and keep popping up on folks like Devo. You are a gem. Keep pushing the industry forward, sir. No, I appreciate that. And I mean, you know, I've talked about this a million times. Yeah, I love watching other people's shows, being in the chat. I'll pop up every now and again or whatever. And then when people say a bunch of crazy shit to me, I'm going to say some crazy shit back. I mean, it's just as simple as that. But no, I appreciate that. And what do we have here? Navy Shadow, the bigger part, that's only 4% cut of Microsoft's entire workforce. And that's what I mean. I'm not even trying to look at it that way right now, because you're 100% correct. I guess Microsoft is like over 220,000 people in the workforce. So this 9,000 is like 4% of it. 9,000 is still a lot of goddamn people. I think Gary would have said it best today. If you dropped a bomb on a city of 9,000 people, imagine the outrage and the impact that would have on people around the world. Be big. So you got to look at it that way. Why is P Lump stalking? Oh, is P Lump here? I didn't know P Lump was here. Sometimes you got to pop out and show. Yeah, I saw the Phil Spencer thing that there was speculation he would retire. And then I guess Windows Central got a quote that he's not. And I will just stick with what I've always said. It makes a lot of sense to me for him to get Xbox through the 25th anniversary and launch their next generation console. And then he can walk away. If he feels he has Xbox in a good place where he wants it to be, he walks away at that point. So while he may not openly want to talk about it right now, maybe the report's not true at all. Maybe he's correct. He has no plans on retiring. I won't be shocked if it happens, because he's already the longest tenured gaming CEO we've ever seen. And yeah, by the time we get to by the time we get to the end of 2026, going into 2027. Yeah, if he were to hang it up and walk away, you know, not shocked. And Terry Reed, I mean, see, that's just speculation. We obviously have no idea of the power, quote unquote, power leadership dynamic, because he's saying it feels like Phil lost all power. I guess you're saying once Sarah came around, they lost the hardcore fans. They were always there, and then they canceled Perfect Dark. And I will just say, again, my own bias. You know, obviously I've met Phil Spencer in person. I've met Sarah Bond in person. They seem more like a team to me than anything. So I think anything that comes from that leadership dynamic, you know, it's both of them. So just my 2 cents, but what do I know? I don't know anything. And Garth Wolf, honest question. Why would people want to invest in a new Xbox console? When reading this news, we can't reward these layoffs. You know, I don't know what they do to come back from this. So again, this is happening today, and obviously emotions are high, and everybody's opinion is valid. I want to be clear on that. This console allegedly might be the end of 2026, maybe even 2027. And to your point, why would you want to get one? I asked them directly myself in January, and they're saying it's going to be innovation. And we've obviously heard about the partnership right now. We're seeing what they're doing with Windows. We're seeing they're doing this open platform with digital stores. Yes, I would agree with you today. Why the hell would I buy an Xbox, especially with this news? Maybe that changes 2 years from now, 18 months from now. I don't know. It's hard to I can't take the emotions of today and apply them to the emotions that I potentially could have 18 months from now. But I will say this, whatever that hardware is, it's got to be doing something truly innovative and unique for me to just go, yeah, I still want to go buy that, when you're putting all the games on Switch and PlayStation and PC. I mean, it's simple as that. Wait, how? Okay, so here we go. I was waiting for this. How am I defending Xbox? Please, John, I'm literally going to pause on this, and I will invite you to come on here and we can actually talk, and you can tell me how I'm defending Xbox, because I would truly like to know how I'm defending Xbox. Don't take logic and reason and just being realistic about things as defending anything, because I'm not defending nothing. Today fucking sucks is what I'm saying. So John, please let me know how I'm defending Xbox, because I want to know. I truly want to know. Let's not make a statement like that I'll defend Xbox. But no, this is what I'm saying with social media. People just say a bunch of stupid shit and, they don't back it up. So, and you come in there with me, I'll call you out because I want to know. And like I said, you want to come up here, we can literally talk live on here right now. So let's not hide behind keyboard. Let's not hide behind the anonymous YouTube stuff. If you're going to talk shit, let's talk shit directly and get it all out there. And of course, he's not going to respond. But this is my point. When people do stuff like that, this is how you need to respond to them. Call their bluff. Don't let them just say ridiculous stuff to you like that, because I feel like I'm always I try to be reasonable about my takes on stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying I'm always right because I'm wrong a lot, but even if I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you I'm wrong. So when I see dumb comments like that, it's like, nah, fam, come in here and let me know why it's dumb. Please tell me. But here we go. Trevor, $5 Paris cursing is highly alarming. I'm a sailor, man. I was in the Navy. I cuss a lot. Trevor with a $5. You always do a great job covering the industry. Keep up the great. No, I appreciate that, Trevor. I do. Like I said, I just try my best. I just try to be reasonable about this stuff. And like I said, when I'm wrong, please call me out when I'm wrong, because I will happily admit when I'm wrong, because I think the thing for me is you go out on a limb because you try to project what your opinion, what you think is going to happen. And then when that doesn't happen, you want to learn from it. I'm always trying to learn. The job I'm in, I'm always realizing that, you'll never be 100% correct on anything. You got to have that humility to admit when you're wrong. But what do we have here? XBX Lord Chaos. Hey, Paris, good afternoon. Hope all is well. What is he saying here? So what I don't get when Ford or GM has layoff, people don't stop buying their vehicles. Why do they do it on X? Because it's X, it's social media. It's not real life. And that's the point I was trying to make before about getting the console 18 months, 2 years from now. People will say a lot of things on social media, but in the real world, let's put it this way. In the real world, most people may see a headline about these layoffs, but they're not going to dive deep into it. We are the truly hardcore, passionate fans. That's why we're online. That's why we're on social media. That's why you're here in this chat right now. So, we're going to talk this way. But the average consumer doesn't talk or think the way that we do when it comes to this stuff. To your very point, when you see layoffs in other industries, you don't see this type of discussion or passion happening with it. Popeye Paris, that's funny. No, C4 Skills, I talked about the whole PlayStation layoffs and versus Xbox layoff. All of them suck. And you should have empathy for everyone, regardless of a brand, because it's real people. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Half of the kids are trolls. See, here's the funny thing about the trolls. It's not kids. It's grown-ass people. That's what wilds me out about this. I mean, some of the biggest trolls that I see online are adults with families. I mean, you're talking fathers with children, and this is the example that you're setting for them. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. Yeah, Twitter X is a very wild place. Like I said, I put out a tweet first thing this morning before we even got real news about the layoffs, about essentially just saying that, my heart goes out to everyone that's going to be affected by these layoffs today. And the comments were fucking wild in there. It's like you have a zero empathy for anything, or I guess because it's me and I'm the quote unquote Xbox guy, I'm not allowed to feel bad for anyone that loses their job. It's wild, fam. It really is. Let's see. And A Cursed Dragon, I'm an Xbox fan, and this is a sad day. Xbox has some answering to do, but this is across gaming as a whole. We need to, but what is causing layoffs as a whole? And this is what we talked about on Kind of Funny today, man. I mean, yes, Xbox does have some questions to answer. I still say their messaging is not the best. And honestly, it's never been. I think that is one of their biggest Achilles heels. Not to mention they will have great news and then it's immediately followed up by something like this, which negates all the goodwill that they had just a month ago, which is crazy. You know what I mean? So they got answering to do. And then, yes, the industry as a whole is not in a good spot. And that's also part of the problem. This is an industry-wide thing that we're seeing. I mean, Xbox is not the only one laying people off, right? Xbox is not the only one consolidating stuff, right, within their workforce. So, yeah, got to figure out something. And again, this is speculation. I have no idea, but maybe all this pain that we're seeing over the past few years, we can come out on the other side of it better, but who the frick knows? And that's the scary part about it. And what else do we have here? And again, everybody's here in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out. I don't even know how many people is here because I'm just running my lips. I don't even know how many people's here. Holy guacamole. There's 332 people here. And this is just me randomly doing the chat. Like I said, I appreciate you all tuning into this. And wait a minute. We're talking about Gaming Survivor. Isn't that whataboutism, though? Every time Xbox does something bad, it becomes an industry-wide problem. No, I'm not saying this, just because it's Xbox, now it's an industry-wide problem. I'm talking the reality of the industry. Again, take Xbox out of it. Go look at Ubisoft right now. You think they're in great shape? You think EA is in great shape right now? I mean, did you not just see the layoffs and studio closures that just happened at PlayStation? Do we forget Firewalk and Concord less than a year ago? Are we not paying attention to what's happening with Bungie right now in Marathon? So no, this is not just an Xbox thing. This is an industry-wide thing that's happening right now. And that's the real concern. And it goes beyond just gaming. This is a tech-wide issue as well. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm trying to look at this. And that's why I think people should take the brand loyalty out of this for a second and just look at, as a whole, about the hobby that we like, and is it sustainable, right? What can be done? Yes, Web Dave, hit the like button. Thank you. But what can be done to get this industry back in a good place? That's what concerns me more than anything, beyond the people obviously today, but beyond that, there's a problem that people getting laid off, that talented senior level people are getting laid off right now. Because that's the other thing. The gaming industry is about to lose a lot of talented people that are going to go, you know what? F this. I'm going somewhere else that's more stable. Because why am I putting myself and my family at risk with the lack of job security? Excuse me. And I'm getting super chats here. So let me go back. And again, I appreciate all the support here. I really do. Guy just chilling with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that. And you are saying, as a fellow systems engineer in the cybersec space, you explain topics of my favorite hobby. Well, thank you, sir. As a fellow InfoSec engineer, I appreciate your support. Thus, I follow you and listen to your industry perspectives. Also, F them keyboard warriors. Exactly. So this is what I think people don't realize is it's not my day job. And I'm not saying that as some brag or whatever it is. And as this gentleman knows, because he's in the same field, my job is literally to solve problems every single day. That's what I do. It requires me to be very on my toes, to use critical thinking. You know what I mean? Because the problem that happened today could be a different problem tomorrow, and you still got to solve it, and you got to resolve it in a timely manner. You got to protect the information and data of your company, 24/7. You know what I mean? So I do this because I love it. And I'm not saying this to be ranty, but I do this because I love it. So when the keyboard warriors say a bunch of bullshit, no, I'm going to call you out on that stuff. If you're just some weirdo random that I have no interaction with, I will ignore you. But if you're someone I slightly know or I've slightly engaged with, or you just continually grief, then I'm going to say something to you. Because like I said it before, you can come on this live chat right now and we can have whatever conversation you want, because I don't run from that stuff. Because again, I love gaming. I clearly like giving my opinion about gaming, and that's me. That's just who I am. And when I'm wrong, I am wrong. But when I'm right, goddammit, I'm right too. So just remember that. Anyways, I'm ranting a little bit, but I appreciate you sending that super chat. And Silly Mikey with, I believe that's $6.99 Canadian. Thank you, sir. Paris, is Xbox even surviving now without ABK money coming in? That is a fantastic question. It does make you wonder. It really does. What would Xbox look like today without ABK? from a profit standpoint, because it seems like all the big profit they got coming in, it was as a result of ABK. Obviously Call of Duty, Candy Crush, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's a fantastic, question. What if? It seems like clearly Microsoft, like, let me take the question this way. So Microsoft has invested, I'm doing bad math, 69 plus 7.5 is $86.5 billion on Bethesda and Activision. So Xbox itself is not going anywhere. Gaming at Microsoft is not going to go anywhere because they've just made too huge of an investment. But then to flip it back, if they did not do that 86.7 or 86.5 billion investment, where would Microsoft be today? Or Xbox, I should say, would be today, as a publisher, as a hardware manufacturer. I don't know where they could be gone. It's obviously a what if, because we'll never know, but it does make you wonder. So I appreciate that. No, Concord doesn't exist to them. Hey, again, appreciate everybody being here. I hope I'm not all over the place with this stuff. It's just like, these are literally just my raw thoughts and emotions, obviously, on what's happening today. And E ranks too many weirdos in our space. I definitely agree on that, because my thing is, you treat people the way that you want to be treated. And social media has definitely created this toxic environment where people will say the craziest shit possible just to get a reaction from you. So, I sometimes return reaction in kind. But that's just me. But I try not to. And I know I shouldn't, to be clear. Yeah, Duke Togo, love seeing Planet of Lana. Yeah, ironically enough, and this is just raw gameplay that I captured. I started playing Planet of Lana again because I had played it on Steam and I hadn't been playing it through Xbox. So I was like, you know what? After they're doing Planet of Lana 2 next year, I love this game. Let me go back and play this. This game is fantastic. And like, you're just looking at my raw gameplay right now. So you're seeing when I'm dying and making mistakes, or I'm looking at a puzzle going, wait, what the hell am I supposed to do here? Kind of thing. But it's just such a beautiful game. Like, just the backgrounds, the landscapes, the music. It's fantastic. The puzzle solving that you'll get in some of the later stuff in here. So yeah, this is just some early on raw Planet of Lana gameplay. I'm going to continue to play through this. I'm going to make a video at some point and put it on the channel just talking about Planet of Lana. And what do we have Eric the Beard saying here? Warcraft Rumble, no more. Wait a minute. Warcraft Rumble, no more content, along with King Cuts and COD Online. That's a lot of mobile stuff being shut down. Have they done anything positive? They have not. I will agree with you on the mobile side. I've not seen any positive impact about mobile from Xbox since they've done these acquisitions, because I had long said they were really getting Activision for King and Candy Crush more so than they were for Call of Duty. And you're really not seeing a return on results for that stuff. So I know they would, talked about the mobile store. We've not seen that yet. They want to get their mobile store on the iPhone, which again is why they're, promoting these open platforms. Like, I'm looking at this gameplay right now. You see me like an idiot. I go, why is this not breaking? Because my dumb ass needs to get up on the higher ledge to jump down. But anyways, yeah, so I agree. They got to do something with mobile. What is this? Gaming Survivor. But Xbox has had several rounds of major layoffs since 2024. 25,000 employees. PlayStation and Nintendo are not anywhere near it. So how is it? Oh my God. Do you want to come on here and actually discuss and give me your reasons on why it's an Xbox thing and not an industry-wide thing? Because you're looking at numbers. You're saying this. And I want to be clear at Gaming Survivor, because again, you want to come up here, I'll give you the Discord. You can come in here and we can talk. But Gaming Survivor, the reason you're seeing a bigger number of layoffs from Microsoft versus PlayStation or Nintendo is because Microsoft is a bigger entity than Nintendo or PlayStation. I would assume you would see that number be a lot closer if it was just Xbox versus PlayStation and Nintendo. Now, I'm not saying Xbox hasn't had more layoffs, but Xbox also acquired an Activision and acquired a Bethesda during that time. And like we said before, you make it seem like I'm defending it. I'm not. I'm just trying to be logical about this. but you knew there were going to be redundancies when they acquired both of them. So some layoffs were inevitable. These now I don't agree with, but I don't know why we're doing this. Well, us versus them kind of thing. People got laid off. I would just simply say have empathy for everyone that got laid off. And yes, leadership and management is the reason for all of it. I hope that helps. No, I like feeding the trolls because this is my channel, so I do what I want, obviously. But I like feeding them sometimes because some people will just say ignorant stuff purposely to just say it. And I'm like, why are you continuing to go down this road? This is not an Xbox versus PlayStation thing. This is an industry thing because the gaming industry is broken right now. Because, like I said, add up all the numbers across every studio and publisher in gaming over the past 3 to 4 years. It's pretty freaking bad. So that's all I'm saying. And what do we have here? Perfect Dark and Cyberpunk as exact. Okay, obviously I'm missing something there. But what time is it here? But like I said, I just wanted to come on here and just kind of give my 2 cents on it. I mean, you know, if this is going to turn a little console worry, I'll just go ahead and end this now. I would like to have a more reasonable conversation about this. Obviously, it's just kind of my raw thoughts on it. Oh, no, thanks, Phil Spencer. I appreciate it. Just make sure you make that check out to Paris, last name Lily, because I don't know what you thought you were doing on there as if, oh no, he actually was talking intelligently about what just happened today. So I guess that means I sold out. What else do we have here? Mac 22, Paris. It's not just the gaming industry. Amazon allegedly laid off 27. This is my point. I was saying this earlier. It's tech. It's industry wide. Meta, Amazon. They're all doing it. Intel. You know, we're seeing crazy layoffs. That's all I'm saying. Wait a minute. Paris, please do a call in one day for the reasonable chatters to engage with you. No, I just set this up now, but that was kind of the whole reason I set up this live stream. I have different templates because I have one where, people can call in and, you can come on camera and we can talk about whatever. So I definitely want to do that because, I like when engaging with people. I like having conversations about this stuff. I mean, it's not a thing about I'm right and you're wrong. It's let's talk and have an actual conversation so we can come to an understanding about things. Okay, what are we saying here? Fair, but I disagree with you. My God, bro, you will not let this go. So let me just move on. Let's see. Serge is saying, what do you think the industry needs to right to ship? Is it too late to course correct? Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm really wondering if it might be too late. I genuinely have that feeling. I do think, obviously, putting your games where more people can play them makes a lot of sense. I mean, clearly, Microsoft is being extremely aggressive with that. PlayStation less so by doing the PC and not doing day and date on PC. But that's a start, I guess. It's just making your games more available. I mean, clearly third parties having a problem with this too. We know budgets are out of control. We know the time to make these games is out of control. So you got to get that down first. I'm extremely worried about AI entering into all of this because that's not going to help us from a job standpoint. But they got to get time reduced on making games. Like I gave you an example. Halo 2 to Halo 3. Halo 2 came out in 2004. Halo 3 came out in 2007. 3 years. That used to be the timetable for these big AAA games, right? It's not the case anymore. I mean, look at this whole thing that we just saw with Everwild. Everwild got announced in 2019, I believe. And here we are in 2025. That's 6 years later. And it never came out. It got canceled. Fable, we saw in 2020. So here we are 5 years. That's 2026, allegedly. That'll be 6 years. Wolverine, we saw in 2020. Crickets, where is it? You know what I mean? So they got to fix that. And obviously these games got to be good. They got to be quality too, man, because we've seen things like Dragon Age, Veilguard, that big AAA game from EA, big IP, known IP, tanked. So there's definitely problems. You even see like with Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Shadows wasn't a terrible game. It was pretty good, but did it have the sales that it needed? Not to mention games are 70, 80, potentially $90. Who the hell knows what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be, right? That's scary too. So there's a lot of factors out there, just the rising price. This is the first generation where hardware has gone up and not down. It was cheaper to get a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X in 2020 than it is in 2025. Insanity. This is what I'm saying. So I don't know if we've already crossed the line of no return. I hope not, but there's going to have to be some serious reorg and restructuring, which again, and I'm not making an excuse for this, why you're seeing all these layoffs and all the PR speak and all that, because these companies realize they grew too quickly and oversold, and it's out of control. I know Sean Layden's even talked about this too, as far as game development times and budgets and all that. So I don't know. And what else do we have here? Oh, someone already removed that message. I didn't see it. And Red Misfit is saying that, Paris, you don't come across as a GTA kind of guy. Are you seriously looking forward to playing it? I feel like you're more lukewarm than more of an RPG player. You're pretty spot on. I'm not the biggest Grand Theft Auto person in the world. I'm sure I'll get it when it comes out. But I've never been huge on it. I mean, I think the last Grand Theft Auto that I was really into was probably 3, really. I mean, I've played them all, but I usually just play them and then I just move on to something else. It's not something where I've invested hundreds of hours into, like you said, like an RPG, like a Skyrim or Witcher 3 or something like that. And what else do we have here? Oh, yeah, just Curse Dragon saying, I fully agree. The long development cycles and rising consumer expectations are killing games. Give me 20 quality hours over 60. 100% agree. I don't even think look, there's obviously exceptions to the rules. Some games you can play for 50, 60, 100 hours, no problem. But I'm perfectly fine with a great 8 to 10 hour game. I'm not mad at that at all. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? If you're giving me more of those and they're all quality, I'd rather play 10 of those than have to wait 7, 8 years on that one great 60, 100 hour game, if that makes sense. And what are we saying? Paris, I thought they dropped a video recently saying that the AI generated stuff is coming to next generation. I'm honestly worried about the future of Xbox. Yeah, I'm worried about the integration with AI too. I am. I truly am, just in the sense of it replacing, people that, who are coders, right? It's now I just give it AI, it'll do it for me, stuff like that, art design, level design. Oh, just ask AI, create this, and it just does it. That worries me. I mean, we'll obviously see. As Xbox showed you, I mean, there's going to be an AMD AI chip in that Xbox. Damn the name. The Asus ROG Xbox Ally X is going to have AMD AI chip in it, so you can safely assume that the next gen console will also have an AI chip in it to it, and I would assume the PlayStation 6 as well, because they obviously just announced a partnership with AMD too. So we'll see. Kevin, I disagree with a lot of your takes, but I agree with you here. I appreciate that. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with a lot of stuff I say, but hey, as long as the conversation is reasonable, that's fine. I like I said, I'm wrong a lot. And Kevin, you are correct again, and I have said this from jump. It is a PC handheld. It is not an Xbox console. It will not become an Xbox console until they figure out how to have backwards compatibility on Windows, which means my entire, the digital library I have right now on the Series X is playable on that. Until that happens, this is not an Xbox console. It's a PC handheld running Windows 11 Home. That's what it is. And that's fine. I think, certain people out there, keep berating that topic. But I agree. It's perfectly fine that it's a PC handheld. Hell, where is it? Hell, I got the OG one right freaking here. So it's not even a thing of The only reason I would want it is because there's an Xbox. It's like I would want it because it's a great handheld. I got to use it. I got to play it. And the grips on it make a huge difference for comfort on there, number one. And to see the improvements that they are making to Windows to make the UI a lot easier to navigate, with the joysticks and and the buttons on there versus me having to do some weird mouse scrolling is fantastic. So as it stands today, yes, I want one. I want one for what it is, a Windows 11 PC handheld, because I will be able to play, all the new Xbox games that are part of PC Game Pass and play anywhere on it. And yeah, my Steam games, my Epic games, my GOG games, I could play those on there too. Because again, it's a PC handheld running Windows 11 home. So, and blood slots. There's too much semantics about what's considered a console only being used to discredit specific play. And I agree. That's why the whole conversation is dumb to me. It is what it is. Know what its capabilities are, and whatever you want to call it that. Like, look at me die like an idiot. I'm so dumb on that part. But yeah, I completely agree. It is just semantics at the end of the day. And Serge, what's lost on most is that Xbox is providing options to grow their user base. Arguing semantics is just silly and missing the point. Well, some of the arguing is just for engagement. Let's be clear on that. These are just people that are purposely trying to rile you up to get you to pay attention to them and engage with them. You know who they are. I don't need to say their names. And then, but Paris Microsoft did not birth the ROG. No, they didn't. They partnered with Asus, and that is okay too. It's like, my God, the hoops that some people will jump through over this stuff. It's not even, and I guess that's my thing. What's the big deal? Okay, Microsoft didn't make it. Asus made it. Okay, and what next? Is that a big deal? If Lenovo makes the next Xbox console, the one that sits under your television, the next gen one, say we partner with Lenovo and Lenovo made it. So it's not an Xbox now, even though it is playing all your Xbox games and sits on your television. Your controllers connect to it. You can log into it. You got access to all your Xbox stuff, but it's not an Xbox because they partner with the Lenovo. Again, who cares? That's how I view all this stuff. This is why I know the majority of these conversations are just silly. They're just silly. Are the layoffs over yet? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think most people, obviously, it sounds like Europe, due to the time difference, found out first. And then the West Coast started finding out, pretty much last year in the US. But it seems like it's over. I'm sure there's still going to be some surprise things that layoffs or closures or whatever that we'll find out in the days and weeks to come. But it seems like the vast majority of the news we know now. And again, it sucks for the people. It really does. And Docs the Fox. It's the lack of patience that is killing Xbox. The dominoes are finally lined up day and date with PlayStation seems inevitable. Let I guess you're saying let the money come in before you cut good people. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. And that, again, is what sucks about it. It is that clearly they're crunching numbers, projecting whatever. I mean, we obviously will never know the 100% truth behind this stuff. And this is the end of the fiscal year, and this is when a lot of this stuff happens. It's fucking cold-blooded, dude. There's just no other way, to say it. It's cold-blooded, but, it just sucks. And I just feel bad for everyone that's been affected by this. Jay is asking me what's going on with Starfield. I have a conspiracy theory speculation on this. I think you're going to hear about Starfield at Gamescom. I have no inside info. This is just a guess. I think you're holding off Starfield until Gamescom because whatever the expansion is going to be will be available day and date for PS5 because they're going to announce, all right, this is the new expansion for Starfield and it's all available on PlayStation, on Xbox and PlayStation 5 on whatever date. I think that's happening. That's my guess. And what time is it here? All right. Actually, I should probably go ahead and wrap this up now. I will have to jump into a meeting here in about 20 minutes. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to hop on the stream again and just kind of talk about this a little bit. I do appreciate everyone that was here. I appreciate the trolls as well. You know why I appreciate the trolls? Because it lets me know that what I say matters to them. Because if what I said didn't matter, you would not be here. So I appreciate the trolls. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for the engagement. It helps me a lot. I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to keep saying what I got to say. I'm such a dick. But no, I appreciate you all hanging out here. And before I go, let me see. Because like I said, I have not been looking at numbers on how many people is here. I wonder what the total is. Wow, it's still over 300 people here. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, my plan is to do this more. Like, I don't want to do this when it's just freaking bad news. I want to do this when it's fun stuff. Like I said, I got Planet Alana in the background here. I want to do more stuff. I want to do where I was actually even thinking of just streaming Cyberpunk the other day, where I'm just playing Cyberpunk and just, live stream it, and I obviously interacting and talking with people at the same time. So I want to do stuff like that. Obviously, I want to show off gameplay. I'm continue to have, preview, review stuff on here. I'm still going to be on Kind of Funny and Gamertag Radio as well. But, I just want to take advantage of this channel. I have it. It's mine. I can do what I want. As you can see, I'm a little more loose-lipped on here because me, if I want to cuss, I'm going to cuss. If I want to engage with the trolls, I will engage with them if I so choose. But, I appreciate you all being here, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. And thank you so much for hanging out on this. Again, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow me on social media at Vicious696, and I will talk to you again real soon.